afternoon and welcome to another episode of Ask AJ.
It's afternoon already.
We're actually a bit earlier in the day than we normally are.
It's good England on tonight. We're all going to leave early.
Well, none of my friends want to watch England with me. They're all being complete flakes. Paddy, my son, invited me to the rugby club in Kendal to watch it with his mates, but I decided that
Paddy going?
he's watching the match tonight, yeah. I decided that wasn't probably good for me or for him. It's definitely not good for his street
Off
cred.
the rugby club.
You don't want your embarrassing mother there, do you, when you're watching the football? Especially if we lose. So I'm going to go camping.
You're not going to watch it?
No. Well, I might be able to watch it. Can I watch it on my phone?
Depends if you have signal.
I'll have signal. I've got 3G and 4G up there. Where are you watching it?
I've either got an extremely expensive ticket to watch Denmark versus Italy on Sunday.
Are you going to actually go? Are you?
May as well.
I don't know though. It's sad.
What else am I going to do?
What are you going to root for? You need to sell it to some Italians or some
England.
Danish
No, me.
people.
No.
You can't root for England when you're watching Denmark versus...
They were last night.
You're just going to put your arms...
I'm going to turn my back the whole game.
And wear an England shirt.
Yeah.
It should have been us. What's your prediction then for tonight?
Never like to be too positive.
Well, I'm going to say 2-1 England.
You haven't got a clue though yet. Let's be honest. Who's going to score for Denmark?
You've got no more of a clue than me when you're trying to predict.
Who's going to score for Denmark?
That guy with the blonde hair.
He's goalkeeper.
What's your prediction then? Come on.
I think it'll be 0-0 at half time,
No.
and then he'll bring Grealish on and we'll win 1-0.
1-0. If it goes to penalties, I won't be able to watch. I
Sure.
just literally find it too painful.
Do you?
I can't
When
bear
was the
it.
last penalty shootout you watched with England which was too painful for you?
Stop trying to test me on my...
I just
I've
like
watched
to know.
every World Cup ever.
Okay.
It's Brazil that knocked us out, wasn't it, in 90... no, when was that? 2002?
Yeah, but we're now in 2021.
Yeah, well, I watched that and that was the most painful experience of my life,
Who scored?
apart from having children. I don't know, what, for Brazil?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
it was really famous.
Maradona.
The Argentinian.
Who's really famous from Brazil?
The goal was really famous.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it handball?
No,
That was the Maradona one.
and that was like 1980.
You weren't even born.
It was Ronaldinho.
I've never heard of him. I think you've made that name up.
Anyway, selling in the summer in the lakes. The challenges you have. I have lots of challenges.
So let's just fill in with what's happening at the moment. So at the beginning of the year, we didn't have any homes to sell. We were down to 6 homes to sell. Everything else we had, which was about 40 homes, was all under offer or sale proceeding at some kind of level. And because of that, there was a huge gap between the demand and the supply. We had loads and loads of buyers over-offering, getting all hysterical and putting multiple bids in and offering without even going to see the houses, and it all got a little bit frenzied in sort of January to about April. And the message we were then giving to sellers was, you've got a window of opportunity to sell. Whistle on tail. Got a window opportunity to sell because this supply-demand imbalance cannot remain in the market. It never remains in any market. You never have such a big supply-demand imbalance. And therefore, we knew that it would tip at some point. So sellers started coming to the market that hadn't previously thought they would come to the market. So maybe they thought, well, I might sell in 2-3 years' time. But now they're thinking, actually, if we're going to sell anyway, we might as well do it now while the market is so buoyant. So because of that, we've seen a swing to, well, not a swing, but we've definitely seen far more homes come to the market. We've got something like 22 homes coming to the market. We've got 11 fully available at the moment, although I think 2 have sold today, haven't they?
2?
Stonecroft has gone.
Yeah, 1.
1 today. 1 yesterday, though. Yeah, so it's a constant battle for us to get properties on the market that then are available. When somebody looks at our available homes, there's hardly any there, and that has created its own sort of microeconomy. And we've had record sales in some areas, like Coniston, for example, where we've the most expensive house ever sold in Coniston before we sold the one we've just sold was 880,000.
Recorded anyway. I think there
Recorded.
was one last year.
Yeah. Well, within
Yeah.
3 miles of Coniston, the most expensive on record is 880, and we've just sold one for 3 million. So everybody in Coniston, can they please send us chocolates and champagne to say thank you, because all your houses now have increased in value.
You are welcome.
But now what we're seeing, and I say but, now what we are seeing is some kind of moving of that balance a little bit, where there are more homes available. So if we had the 11 that we've got at the moment, the 22 are coming to market, we're going to have 33 homes, if you can do your maths.
Good maths.
Thank you. And that's if non-sell, but 33 homes. And all of a sudden, that is normally what we have. We normally have about 30 homes. So therefore, buyers have got much more choice. And when buyers have got more choice, they're less frenzied and less hysterical, and they're not going to put in such high offers. Because at the moment, if something goes on at 1 million, they know they have to offer 1.2 million to secure it. But if there's more homes available, then they can probably get it for the asking price. And when there's more sellers than buyers, they probably could get it for 900. And buyers are fully aware of this. They know what the market is doing.
It's definitely less frenzied, definitely. However, we're still seeing, if you put a home on at a good price in a good area, marketed well, we're still seeing a lot of interest, and they're still going for way over asking. We're just not seeing that on every single house, which we were 3 months ago.
And we're definitely not seeing it on the outlying villages, which we were seeing. So you put it on the outlying villages, and let's say, Staveley, Staveley near Kendal. Because actually Staveley is a really undervalued village. Now, in the frenzied time, we put one on Staveley and it would go like that. But in a normal time, Staveley is a secondary consideration, because people normally really want Windermere or Ambleside or Troutbeck, but they can't afford it, so they go to Staveley. And so it was definitely a secondary location, but that is now going to come back in again, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Usually selling in summer and summer holidays is a bit more tricky, because people are away on holiday, they don't want to be attacked by all the tourists that come up here.
I don't want to fight on the roads for the tourists. With tourists.
And that may be the case again. However, we still have a lot of buyers around that haven't yet found somewhere, and a lot of people, or a lot less people, can go abroad or want to go abroad. So I don't think it will see the usual dip, but I do think it will dip slightly, and it will come back again in September, end of August, September time.
I think a lot of sellers, family sellers, don't like to put the house on the market until September either. They don't kind of want to be battling with his kids off from the school holidays. So that's something else that I think we'll see naturally.
But what hasn't untangled yet is, or totally untangled, is the people that we spoke to a few months ago that want to sell but can't find anywhere.
Yeah.
So that has to untangle itself too, which will keep the market buoyant for a good few months, certainly.
That's definitely chicken and egg, isn't it? And you might be feeling the same as you're watching this. You might be thinking, well, I really do want to move, but if I don't find the house I want, I'm not going to sell mine. And it's trying to work out what the balance is. What we can say, to speak to you in that situation, is very often when you put your house on the market and you start getting interest, something else will become available, and things are becoming available all the time. But because the buyers we've got at the moment are so strong and they're available to move very quickly, then you would be lower in the list in terms of being able to buy something. So if you're not actually on the market and ready to buy, and maybe you can't buy without selling, then you probably wouldn't get into the house you really want. So it's much better to be on the market, have a good offer, and not find something, than the other way around, which is where you find something and you're going to lose it because you haven't got an offer.
Agreed.
So yeah, next few weeks are going to be interesting. We've just lost we've just come to the end of the stamp duty. Thank goodness, says our sale progression team. So
in the last phase of it now.
Yeah. So the phase that ended on the 30th of June was the biggest stamp duty relief, the stamp duty holiday, and then there's a further phasing out, which is much smaller now, which I think is only about 1,250 saving maximum, isn't it? Which is through to the end of September, and then that's it for stamp duty. So we're not going to see the big sort of falling off the cliff that we did in June. We didn't actually see it in demand, we just saw it in the whites of the eyes of our sale progression team.
Yeah, people obviously wanted to push them through in time for the June 3rd. It wasn't, people didn't make the decision on buying because of that.
No.
And that's what, as Sam said, we sold one today, 850, and that will continue. And we have some beautiful homes coming to market.
Really exceptional. Like, homes that haven't been on the market for 30 years. Really, really special homes. So that brings its own buyers as well. Because a buyer that maybe hasn't been looking or been looking very kind of just browsing, you know, somebody might have been looking for 2 or 3 years, just sitting there on a in the evening when Love Island's on and they're bored and they're just browsing.
Why would you be bored when Love Island was on?
Maybe it wouldn't be on at all, and just be browsing, and then they'll see an amazing home coming in the Lake District, and then that will spur them on to then book a viewing where maybe they hadn't thought about that before.
I'm behind a bit on Love Island. There's too much football on.
I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah, that's why you
my
mentioned
hair
it.
just told me.
Yeah,
I went, oh, it's that again.
I got invited on.
It's actually on TikTok a lot as well, so I am seeing it.
Why did you look at that?
Scroll past it on Love Island because you've already got a Love. I think you went on. Right. You go on there
as long
to
as that
find
was
love.
the reason you gave me that look.
Well, what's the other reason?
Well, you might not have thought I would hit the standards.
Is there a standard?
No, man, but you wouldn't get on.
Lies. Maybe there should be a Love Island for over 50s.
I wouldn't watch that. Poor content, isn't it? It's not what you want.
Anything else you want to say about the market? So let's give some specific advice. If you want to move but you haven't found, get us in anyway. Let us at least get the first few steps out of the way. We'll give you an honest valuation now while the market is so buoyant, an honest valuation for where we think it's going to go to. So there might be 2 different values, and if necessary and if appropriate, we can at least get the photo shoot done so we've got photographs to show to our preview VIP Buyers Club. So that's the first thing. If you have found but not sold and you're in a rush, you're in a slightly different predicament, and we need to chat to you about what you can do and what you can also do in terms of your onward negotiation to try and keep that house that you really want, especially if it's off market. If you are thinking about selling in September but not now, we would probably urge you to rethink that, because in September we don't know what's going to happen in September. We don't know whether it's going to start slowing down or whether there's going to be enough buyers, through the whole of this year. It could be this could continue till next year, but the strongest market is right now.
What we've seen over the last years, every time it starts to slow down as it is now, and we've had these conversations, it's kind of gone again.
Yeah, but there's always been a reason for it though. There's always been, lockdown on, lockdown off, all this kind of thing. So there's not really a reason for it, is there?
Well, unless the opening up in July gives it a kick. I don't see why it would.
I don't think it would. All the holiday cottages are booked anyway. All the hotels are booked anyway. So all the visitors are here. There's no reason, is there? People are moving around the country freely.
I'm going to go the other way.
What?
Away.
You're going away?
I'm going to try. Everyone's coming here. So
I see. You're going the other way.
Going the opposite way.
Yeah. I know. Well, my friend Jo, she's going off to Rossniger.
Where?
Rossniger in Anglesey. That might be a nice place to go.
Rossniger?
Rossniger, yeah. Nice place to go.
That's someone you'd see on Tinder.
Rossniger. Maybe it is. Maybe that's what she's actually going to. She's going to a man. I'll check on that, Jo. Another friend is in Devon at the moment. It's funny, isn't it, that we've got like the tourist hotspot in the country, and then our friends go to other tourist hotspots. So that's what I think anyway. I
don't know anybody abroad.
No.
I'm going on a Disney cruise in September.
Newcastle.
We sail from Newcastle.
Not great, is it?
Which would be intrigued.
Well, Disney Newcastle doesn't really go together. Disney Florida does.
Well, as soon as you step on the ship, you don't know where you are. I've never been on one.
Hopefully the captain does.
Disney cruise, but
anyway, that is our prediction. That the market is really hot right now. We think it's going to slow down in the next 3 to 6 months. I think by this time next year, we won't see a difference in price. We'll just see that frenzied part of the market disappear, where people will offer normal offers on normally priced houses. I think that's what will happen by this time next year. So if you do want to sell, and the price you get for your house is the most important defining factor, particularly if you're downsizing, for example, now is the time to sell.
Yep.
That's it.
That sounds right.
And come on, England. I feel like I need an England flag.
You don't.
Can you Photoshop one on, actually, please tell me?
Go camping. Forget it's happening.
No, I'm going to check my phone. I'm going to see if I can watch it on my phone.
And don't sit there messaging me all game like you did last time.
Well, you were in Wembley.
No, I wasn't. I was at home. Can I have a ticket? joking anyway. Well, it wasn't even funny. She sent me a message while England were playing.
What did I say?
How many tickets do you have? I said 4 for the final. Can I have one? No, I was joking anyway.
Because
It's not even a joke, is it?
Joe was sat next to me and going, "Is he got tickets to the final? Who's he taking?" I said, "I don't know. I'll ask him." I had a couple of glasses of prosecco.
But there was no joke there.
But I thought it was funny.
Which part?
Look, you're gonna let them go. We're just watching rubbish now.
Arguable.
Darren Milby won't want you on his advert.
Actually,
Tell
we
you that.
did a podcast the other day and someone said we should make a programme.
Well, don't show him this then. He'll change his mind. Yeah, the Sam and Phil show. Nah, don't think there's legs in that. Right, whatever you're doing
T-shirts and
tonight,
everything.
give England a little cheer. Unless they're Danish. Good luck, England.